Today we're going to look at patterns and numeric patterns that can help you your scale practice. This is something that can really improve your speed, your precision, your timing, and give you a great idea to play on odd time signature and play on complicated rhythmic patterns and rhythmic grooves. So maybe lots of these concepts you're already aware of, so we'll maybe build on what you maybe already know. So let's take the scale of D minor Dorian. This is a scale that probably many of you know already, and it's essentially like playing C major scale starting from the second note, so from the D. In this case, we want to look at how can we group and break this scale into interesting movement and numeric pattern. So let's look at 3 to start with. So as you can see, this is a pattern that it's 3 notes per group, and every group starts from the next note of the scale. So D, E, F, the next will be E, F, G, and the next will be F, G, A, and so on. So you can create this kind of thing. Now you can look at the 4 notes patterns. Should be practiced obviously all over your neck in all the positions that are comfortable to you. The 4 notes patterns, it works on the same principle. So you start from the root, but these times you have groups of 4 notes. So D, E, F, G is the first one. The next will be again moving up the scale from the second note of the scale. So E, F, G, A. So, and then again F, G, and so on and so on. So this is what the pattern would sound like slowly. So when I get to the top note, I invert the pattern. So what was 1, 2, 3, 4 will become 4, 3, 2, 1. Similarly, we did the same for the 3. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1 on the way back. So now if we want to create more interesting pattern, we can look, for instance, at 5. How could we do 5? Obviously, we could do it again in a line as... Quindi we will have a scale that gets 5 notes a group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D, E, F, G, A. And then the next, similarly, you will go to the next note of the scale, so the E, the second note of the scale. And so on. But this is create quite a jumping around, and it's a quite complicated things to do in speed. There is another very effective way to play 5, which is creating a pattern of 2 and a pattern of 3, using the same note. So D, E, 2 notes, and then D, E, F, 3 notes. So you will have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then you do the same thing, moving up the scale, so starting from the E. And then from the F. So you have there's a quite exciting pattern in 5. You have 5 notes of groupings and they move, and you can create already a groove within the scale that you're playing by accenting the 2 and the 3. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now, if we want to move on and look, for instance, at another interesting patterns, for me would be 7. So like another odd time signature pattern. So 7, I see it as a combination of 3 and 4. So we looked at 3 and we looked at 4. Now we combine them, all following the scale. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So starting always from the same note, each of these parts of the pattern. So D, E, F, D, E, F, G. And then similarly, you start progressing on every note of the scale. So that was starting from D, and the second part will start from E. And then from the F. So the all of the scale will sound something like this. So this is the pattern in 7. This is already a lot to think about. So if you practice 3, 4, 5 as a combination of 2 and 3, and 7 as a combination of 3 and 4, you covered already a lot. And obviously this could be already done in different key, with different scales, different pentatonic, 7-note scales. You can apply it to anything. But what is interesting is that can create a real spice to your phrasing.